Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for a new episode of Business Beyond the Game. I'm your host, Eric Jackson, and I'm joined today by a Harrisburg, PA native, a three-time Pro Bowler, and a budding media personality, Dallas Cowboys linebacker, Micah Parsons. Micah, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. How we living?
Great, man. Great. I'm pleased to have you on the show, man. Micah, I hear you're a pretty good chess player. How do
Yeah,
you think? Yeah?
yeah. I'm decent. I'm decent.
How do you think you would hold up against some of the world's best players?
I mean, they'll dominate me. Are you talking about like Magnus and things like that? He dominate me easy. I mean, look what he does. It would be like child's play.
Where's the confidence, man? I know you're a confident guy. Come on. I think you would hold your own, no?
As much as confidence holds weight, and I'll try to attack it with my very best effort. That's his profession. I always believe the profession, like that's like me playing a professional tennis player. I'll be confident. I believe I can win, but at the end of the day, experience, knowledge, and skills going to take over.
No doubt. But maybe post career, you can add a grandmaster to your resume. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I gotta get about 1,200 more. I think I'm about 13 or 14 right now. So
Dope. Micah, as you know, the Dallas Cowboys are the nation's most valuable sports franchise and one of the biggest brands in the world. How beneficial is being a star player on that team in terms of boosting your own profile off the field?
I think it's extremely important if you learn how to leverage the right way. Thankful and blessed enough, I've been around the right people and worked with the right organizations to help me boost my platform and uh, my profile to take me to another level.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing like the star, right?
Yeah, nothing like it. It comes with it's a gift and a curse.
Love that. And Micah, you've been a special guest at WrestleMania. You've made noteworthy appearances at big sporting events like big time boxing matches, and you've developed into a personality in your own right. How important is it for you to transcend beyond just being a football player?
It's extremely important. People who fail to realize there's life after a game, right? And you're
Right.
talking about mega contracts and mega portfolios, what you're trying to get into post football career. And at an early age, I understood that this life for me won't be forever. The
Mm.
span is only but 3 to 10 years. Some guys go beyond that, but the span is so small and such a gap into your life at 30 years old, you could be retiring from something you did your whole life, but you're still
Mhm.
young. I didn't want to question myself, what's next? I didn't want to second guess that. So I started thinking about what impact I wanted to make off the field. What did I want to get into? What did I think I could do while still being a dad and be active at home? I started narrowing the professions and things I want to get to, and me and my team started diving right into it.
Love that. And you're not waiting until the end of your career to get into the media world. This past season, you launched your own podcast with Bleacher Report called The Edge. What was your driving motivation to launch your own platform and to share your thoughts directly with your fans, Micah?
Yeah, I thought it would be better on my own platform because I wanted to build my own sanctuary, what I could speak about, what I want to say. I didn't want to drive anyone else's narratives or anyone trying to argue with my narrative of how things are and what they should be. Uh, and people drive their own agendas, however they might like it. Even now, they take my clippings off my show and drive their narrative on their shows and how they see
Mm.
it. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do my own route. I felt like I'm more of an impersonal person. I don't just speak off of statistics or logistics. I speak from the heart. I speak reality. I try to give my fans the truth, the hundred, as they say, um, and go from there. And I've gotten a lot of great feedback from that.
Yeah, I know. Do you feel like you can be completely unfiltered with your own opinions, given that you are not only an active player but a key leader on the team?
Yeah, I think I can give a lot more insight of what is going on. I think analysts, they're just assuming, they're guessing. Fans are
Yeah.
guessing. I'm telling you right now, like this is what the frustration is coming from. This is what this is building from. Like it's different from when you're, and you kind of see a lot from guys like Shannon Sharp, guys who were in the building and things. The better ones, you see Ryan Clark. I think he's been a better
Mhm.
analyst, and you see that from a lot of former players versus guys who've never played the sport ever in their life. But a guy that I think is really good is Nick Scott. Nick Scott, right? From FS1, that's his name.
Oh, on FS1.
Nick Wright. Nick Wright.
Right.
I,
Right.
he's done a really good job of understanding that and balancing too. So I'm definitely fans of a few guys out there that I've watched and seen that a really good job.
Yeah, how crazy are you driving the Cowboys PR team? Or are they like Micah? No, don't go there. Don't.
No, they've given me a lot of free access. They know as long as you're not detrimental to the team, I try to stay away from. I only talk highly of the guys. I never really talk poorly.
Yeah,
But what I say about other teams and other organizations has never really been a problem. They've been giving me open access. They never really said I was on a boiling spot or touched close to something. I'm not giving out any injuries or keys to the game. I'm
right.
really plain and simple recap of the game and get into across the league.
Micah, in the sports betting ecosystem, right? Like, how careful are you not to, give an edge or, move the market, if you will, in that
You,
regard, since you're
you know,
privy to information?
if I was a sports bet man, I would say bet on the Cowboys every week, but that's not the reality. The reality is we in a hard sport. You never can predict or dictate what happens in the game. And it banks more than just on me. So uh, it's a tough place.
Yeah. And Michael, what do you just think overall, right, of this new wave of pro athletes creating their own media platforms to tell their side of the story and control the narrative in a way that may get lost with reporters?
I think it's important because with reports, they only gonna take one strip. They're only gonna take a few lines of the truth, what you really mean. So I think this gives and this is why I think a lot of reporters hate it because they can't just take off those type of clippings. They just can't run with one thing. They have to hear the whole voice, the whole story. And I think this gives a lot of athletes the opportunity. And a lot of athletes are taking it because they do want to be shared. They do want to be voiced. And I think you should be voiced. You have a lot of influence. I think that's what scares a lot of people. If we both understand that the voice. I mean, you look at in past times, why do they not want certain women to get hired? Because they fear of that voice, that challenge that they bring upon when they're spreading that positivity, that influence across up to others.
No, definitely leveraging your power, right? Definitely. Why Bleacher Report, Micah? You could have done this so many different places.
I've done a lot of work with Bleacher Report. I love the relationship. I love their identity of who they are and how they gave me the idea of storytelling and sharing my story, sharing what I love and how I have free access, open reign, and that was just seemed more me, even now. They always remind me, this is your show, this is your opportunity to share your piece, so go tell it. And I just love that. Nothing's ever directed or choreographed. It's all raw, natural. Me just going on to the show.
Yeah. How have you tried to cross pollinate a bit yet? Can we see Micah on Inside the NBA or some of the other platforms that are tied to one part?
I don't know. Maybe sometime down my career, but for right now, I'm just locked in with my show with BR, and we just kicking butt.
Micah, you've been a Pro Bowler in each of your 3 seasons in the NFL. The league switched the event's format last year to revolve around a flag football game and skill challenge. What format do you enjoy more, the current one or the previous editions?
I would love to get that intensity of the 2000s Pro Bowl, that hard knock. Because at the end of the day, it's different. You're playing the best on the best, and they got to challenge you. And I kind of want that one-on-one work, that best on best work, versus what other people may like the flag football. I mean, it's okay. It's more fun. It's less work, but I think I would love to play one game with just all star best on best, like how NBA, NHL, and guys like that get to have.
Right, definitely. And if you were commissioner one day, if you and Roger Goodell switched places for one day, Micah, what's one improvement that you would really prioritize?
I would say reviewing flags. I think we trust the opinions too many times of one man or one action. I think a lot of penalties should be reviewed, and you should be able to challenge them because some penalties are very crucial to games and pivoting moments. And so I think that's one thing I would do.
Love that. More people in the booth checking, huh? As we wind down here, Micah, if you could just leave us with a nice little nugget here. You've had a lot of experiences already in your first 3 years, and even going back to Penn State. Just what's the best business lesson you say you would learn so far in your football career?
Um, the best business lesson I would say is, just know. your best ability is availability. You always want to be available. You always want to be accessible, knowledgeable, and always strive to be better. And don't be afraid to leave those who don't want to grow behind. If people say I'm comfortable, or if I feel like I'm in the right spot, you should just know to take a step forward and move on from them, because it's just gonna slow your progression down.
I love that. Being available, right? It sounds simple, right? But I guess a lot of people don't tap into that. So I like that a lot. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of this program. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed. You heard it here first from the man of the hour, Micah Parsons. Micah, thank you for joining the show, man.
Of course.